I collected my notes and prepared for my debriefing with Master. How long did that take? Days and nights are too unpredictable to be used to keep time. We simply sleep when tired and do our tasks when we rise. We come when Master calls and leave when we are dismissed. After that, we do whatever we please until we're tired and he calls us again. That is all there needs to be. Applejack stood in line behind me as I stood in Master's cluttered throne room, opposite the big screen TV. So, my dearest Twilight Tragedy, what's the newest up and up in the kingdom of eternal chaos? Master has no actual need for these reports. His eyes and ears are everywhere. After 1,000 years or so, everything alive either fears or hates him. Nearly all know better than to ever disobey him. I found the note in my bedroom just where you told me, Master. I burned it without reading it as per your instructions. I also burned all the time travel spells in the library without memorizing them. They were no threat to you. I then went down to the basement and burned the 24 scrolls with the seal of the sun and my cutie mark on them, again without reading them as you commanded, and then scattered the ashes across every corner of your nation. And the library of pre-chaos era fiction with the time-resistant steel on it to prevent decay burned to the ground, starting with the daring do section, as he commanded me. Why did Applejack flinch when I said that? I continued. The Vergercorns teaching magic have fled Ponyville. I believe the magic students in Ponyville were meant as bait, given how quickly both the changelings and the hippogriffs ambushed us. Since none of us can be killed, I theorized they were hoping to capture us. And what would you say their losses were total, my dear? I calculate, Master, it was far too many, you sack of pure chaos that prevents stagnant order from dominating and freezing all the world. I believe they'll know better than to try a brute force approach, but I strongly believe they'd recognize they can easily reach the heart of Equestria and show everybody how limited your vision really is. You are well aware, Master, that our information network is far too lax and disorganized. I believe this just goes to show that perhaps we should show you just what ways we can more effectively give you a superior level of pain and humiliation you deserve to hand out to the enemies of chaos. And you shall get our total effectiveness. Master, I do not feel well. I slid off all 4 hooves with my tongue out and my eyes spinning. Master laughs and claps. Take a little break, my Twilight Tragedy. Applejack, how did your personal assignment go? Applejack trotted forward proudly with her chest puffed out. I absolutely did not hunt down and exterminate every callow youth and wise man in the kingdom, Applejack said proudly. Fluttercurl and Angry Pie both trotted in on cue, carrying a pair of bloody butcher knives and a spiked mace respectively. Cruel smiled. We know you didn't, because we just did. Well, how in the masses did you know? We figured you might have been telling the truth to throw us off, Angry Pie grumbled. Applejack had been becoming more creative with her element of deceit lately. I don't know whether to be concerned or impressed. Applejack looked at Master, shaking in her horseshoes. My, Applejack, you've become a bad pony, Master whispered as he floated down right in front of her, his eyes never leaving hers. He kissed her and patted her on the cheek. I love bad ponies. He turned away from her back to his throne with a seductive sway in his hips. He slid down, grinning. Angry Pie and Fluttercurl looked at each other, confused and disappointed. Applejack looked ready to wet herself. An adorable job, Fluttercurl. Thank you, Master. Angry Pie growled at her own lack of praise. Twilight Tragedy. Master needed me. I forced myself up. Yes, Master. I have a teeny tiny errand I'd like you to take care of for me. Just a flight of fancy. That was different from everything else, how? Nothing important, just a little side project in your spare time. Anything, Master. Beware anything, Tragedy. Oh, and Twilight? Friendship is magic. I tilted my head in confusion. Master, that makes no sense. I then groaned, remembering who I was talking to, and quoted, and what fun is there in making sense? Good pony.
My little pony, my little pony. Ah, my little pony. Their friendship was bright as could be. My little pony. Of course that was until they met me. Broken loyalty, after it's done. A greed-filled heart, not to everyone. Spreading cruelty, cause an easy feat. And tragedy makes it all complete. I have you, my little pony. Don't you know you're no longer very best friends?
My name is Applejack. Always has been, always will be. You can't change what it is. What scares me more than anything is the glaring, heartless truth. Lies at least have a heart. What I want more than anything is for us to stay together. Who I love more than anything passed away a long time ago. What makes me happy is paying and gardening, pretty dresses and rodeos. What matters most is you girls. If ponies have to call me something, then call me Angry Pie. If you call me something I don't like, you'll know fast. When things aren't the way you like them, you force it to change with your own 2 hooves. I don't fear anything. What I want more than anything is for dumb ponies to stop laughing. Love? Psh, love is the peace and quiet ponies always want to screw up. Happiness? Who gives a flying feather about that? What matters most to me is making sure ponies know Angry Pie is no laughing matter. You may call me rare greed or greedy. I don't really care which, just so long as you remember they're both mine. What matters most to Mommy is her precious babies. They're all so precious and beautiful. I don't care about anything else as long as my precious family keeps having new members. If I am forced to name a fear, it would be losing my babies. Mommy's greatest desire is for her and Tom's family to always grow. Mommy's greatest love and happiness is to keep her children, of course. All is mine to keep. A name? Fluttercruel. It is what it is. If it isn't what I like, I'll break it and make it what I want it to be. Fear is a weakness I don't have. I desire for the fun and games to never ever end. Love? If you must know, there is someone who is a very special someone to me. But that's none of your beeswax. Happiness is making creatures remember their dirt under your hooves. What matters most is me. And my very special sun pony. My name is Trader Dash. That's the only name that matters now. There are things that can matter so much one minute, then not matter at all. Everything is always changing, so what's the point of even trying to keep up? I fear failing, I fear losing, I feel falling short, I fear nothing is ever going right, I fear everything being for nothing, I fear a lot of things. What I desire most, for this all to have been a bad dream I can wake up from. Greatest love, I lost the right to love any pony forever ago. I have no right to be happy. What matters most, everything is equal. Spike, I know you're not on the list of those Master wanted me to interview, but I feel I should ask you to. You're part of our group after all. I am Kenbroth Gilspot and he's Spike the 7th. Dragons are supposed to be titans, who can bend the world to what they want it to be, who can make lesser creatures bow and cower before them and take their place in the world. I'm the opposite of that. I have nothing left to fear, Twilight, because my worst fears have already all come true. I wish this would just end. I wish you'd smile again. I wish Rarity would look at me again. And I still love her. I love the Rarity I remember. You being near makes me happy. What matters most, what's left to matter most, is the two of you. As for myself, I am Twilight Tragedy. I neither accept or reject what is headed to me. I fear nothing, I desire nothing, I love nothing. I feel satisfaction but not happiness. Nothing matters but serving Master. That is all I am. That is all I need to know. Cloudsdale is always moving, wherever the wind may blow it. It's not always near Ponyville anymore. I just hope I'm not able to find it. I hope I can tell Master I wasn't able to fill out his orders this morning. Just don't try too hard, don't look too hard, let yourself get distracted by Sky Ocean over the Valley of Needles. Yeah, that's the ticket, and dang it, I spotted it. I can't run away. If I do, then Master might find out and do worse than if I don't. The place sure has changed in the last 1,000 years. It's bigger. The windows, the doors, the streets, they've all been resized to fit the locals better. They've had plenty of time to resize since they cleared out the lunatic Pegasi. There isn't much in the way of defenses. There's no real point in them when you're up against an evil spirit who can turn your Cloud City into lead. Time for a perfect 3-point landing on top of the highest building. Dang, this brings back nasty memories. Of course, knowing Master, that's half the point. Hippogriff Philly child, too young to know she's supposed to be afraid of me, flutters up to me atop the building. Her key mark is a question mark. Hello, miss. What are you? When I answer her, I try to act like I wasn't the bad guy, delaying the inevitable as long as possible. I'm a Pegasus. She tilted her head. Other hippogriffs behind her gasped beside of me. What's that? Are you half hippogriff and half air pony? I chuckle, my first laugh in a long time. Haha, you pay attention in history, right? At Twilight's urging, Master actually began allowing history to be taught, at least his own version of it. Master's games wouldn't be as fun if he was the only one who knew life wasn't always this way. Good? Bad? Don't ask me. Yeah, wait a minute, I know you! I've seen pictures in books! You're one half of us hippogriffs, right? And the other half were called griffins. They were called griffins. Right! Then Big Banana Boss Discord brought the two halves together and made us hippogriffs. Actually, the Pegasi and the Griffins fled Master together towards the wastelands, a lot like how the unicorns mass migrated to South Africa, as if there was anywhere in the universe they could escape to. Gotta give props to Queen Cadence. She kept us busy for a good 500 years. But while we were busy fighting her and her changelings, Griffins and Pegasi and the unicorns and zebras had plenty of time to get to know each other and start families. Donkeys assimilated with the earth ponies, but as they were never widespread species, they hadn't affected the race as much. I actually don't mind. The Pegasi and Griffins lived on in them, like the unicorns and zebras lived on with the Verkicorns. So, what's your name? Trader Dash. That's a weird name. It's the one I'm stuck with, I said, ruffling her golden feathers and coat. What's your name? Inquisition, get away from it! Shouted a rightfully scared mother. Vacation's over. But Mom! Inquisition whines. We're just talking. I said get away! The ruby and green hippogriff mother shouted and dove for a child. I flapped up to give them some room. I sighed. That ended way too quick. Always does. I'm sorry, Inquisition. I ached inside. You! What are you here for, Shadow Bolt? A golden-red hippogriff with a lance cutie mark snarled at me. He flew so he was between the other non-combatants and me. Other griffs joined him, claws bared. I hate that nickname like I hate my name. The only name I don't hate is the one I don't deserve anymore. I'm here because Master ordered it. Hippogriffs have challenged the eternal chaos. I look at the griffins, unable to keep the hurt out of my voice. Did you think he was going to let you off? Did you think you were actually going to change anything? As long as anything has free will, there will be a resistance to your tyrant, you freak! A random hippogriff shouted. I looked at the leader. What's your name? Horace, monster. Please, Horace, tell me whose idea it was to help change things in that ambush. Give me some pony, any pony. Lie to me if you have to. Otherwise, Master will destroy Cloudsdale and you. Poor Inquisition gawks at me in horror. I can't bear to look at her. She's all alone. I say we take her! Deathless abomination or not, she can't take all of— A fast microsonic dark boom of mine shatters his wings and breaks his back, knocking all the hippogriffs around him off their claws. Please, just tell me! The hippogriffs gather around their fallen friend, helping him up, and they look at me even more hatefully. Great. I am, shouted Horace. Less than a second later, the griff holding Inquisition shouted, I did it! It was I, shouted an elderly griff with one eye missing. I was the one, screamed a violet and blue griff without while lightning humor. It turned into a chorus. It was me! Inquisition shouted at me. I shudder, close my eyes, and break the beak of the griff who chooses that moment to come at my throat. Why couldn't they just throw me some lowlife they all hate? Why? I open my eyes and look over everyone in the crowd individually. Finally, I point to one. You were going to speak up first, but Horace beat you to it. Then you were the last one to speak up after looking at every pony else in the surprise. I'm sorry. You're the guilty wrongdoer. She shouted back. Save the garbage, you sadistic murderer! Horace screamed. Stormcracker, fly for it! The griff opens up her wings, not to fly away, but to dive straight at me. You moron! I scream at the top of my lungs. Tears in my eyes as I sonic dark boom her in the gut, shattering her hollow bones as we both sail clear out of Cloudsdale. A leader is supposed to listen to their friends, not go looking for martyrdom! There'll always be another— There'll never be another you, you idiots! There'll never be another you, you idiots! I howl as we both crash into Old Dragon's Peak. You can't replace family! Stormcracker dies instantly. It'll take a bad while to dig myself out. At least I don't have to face the hateful crowd. Stupid Dash. Have to make it back to Master as soon as I can before he thinks I'm napping on the job and need motivation. Maybe I can make up a story about being ambushed by the dragon remnants. He'll let it slide. Heck, he'll reward me if I make it sound interesting enough. Doesn't matter if it's a lie as long as it's a good story. Applejack, help me, please. That ain't my name no more, Bloom. I'm sorry, Applejack. I couldn't fix your heart. Don't say that. It ain't your fault my heart can't be fixed. Help me. I don't want to be alone. What about every pony else? They're as good as dead. I'm alone. I would be if you weren't here. That's for once, Saya. Big sister, I miss Granny Smith. I miss Big Mac. I miss Lance. I miss Scootaloo. I miss Sweetie Belle. And the pain never goes away. I miss my youngins. I didn't ask you before, because I had a job to do fixing the ponies here in Sunnytown since our Lord Boss remade me to be like them. Please, I know I'm being selfish, but I'm your little sister. Don't I have a right to be just a little? I know I'm quitting, but big sister, I can't take it no more. During the light I'm alive, but it hurts. During the dark I'm dead, but it still hurts. Even when I'm dead, I can't see them. Big sis, please. Ruby, Three Leaf, Mita, Scoots, Sweetie, Lance, they're all waiting for me now. Please. Sweetie could have been adult forever, but Discord let her live instead to be with her own big sister. Didn't that make you happy? No. Liar. It's the kind of thing to say. As a doll, she didn't need to see what was left of her sister, and I wish she didn't need to see what's left of yours. I'm sorry I couldn't fix you. I'm sorry I couldn't fix any of you. I failed. Just like you failed to help the rest of the Sunnytown's family move on so Massa couldn't toy with them no more. Massa was so happy you didn't. You're right. Thanks. Please, big sister, help me move on. It was a gift that I could still bring life into the world, even cursed. Ponies keep having foals because they're hoping Queen Caden can one day kill Lord Boss Discord. But I'm worn out. My grandkids are waiting for me with all my friends I helped. Please, indulge your little sister in this selfishness and look after my family instead. I can't promise nothing. Please. I'll try. Please, AJ. Let me go. You're the only one who can. I can't go on without you. Not in this world. If you still love me, you'll help me. No, I don't still love you at all. I have no heart. How can I love anything? Applejack. And you're still my little sister, and I still love you more than anything. I'm dang proud of everything you've done. All your sins are forgiven. Let go of your guilt. You're free. Lay down and get some rest. AJ, bad lads make for happy surprises. And I watch as the man in front of me ages before my eyes, grown as old as Granny Smith was in Massa's day. Then older and older, she lays down on the grass and closes her eyes. Thank you, Abigail. A little pink bow lay on top of a pile of dust. Apple Bloom! My eyes showed open. No, I didn't sit up. That only happens in the movies, I think. My bedroom. At least it's not upside down this time. Master must have gotten bored of that. I'm not crying. I already did my crying. I needed some rest after Master dang and found me out. Just as I think I haven't figured out he wouldn't pull something like that. I hope none of them realized I was telling the truth when I said I spared those ponies from Ponyville. I never thought I'd end up dreaming about that day in Sunnytown Everfree. That whole mess happened over 500 years ago, I think. Master likes to keep my memories clearer than Twilight's. I don't think he ever thought I'd let Apple Bloom leave. I was lucky to have Bloom as long as I did. So many bloodlines were ended that day. So many ponies died and transformed into things he couldn't call ponies no more. Later along, Master ran himself in a bit, worried he might run out of toys. By then, Princess Bluebird was a puddle on the floor, and Philomena's ashes were made into a clay pot. I think she's still technically alive, maybe. Screwball was his new enforcer till he finished raking us in. Nowadays, I think she and her daughter are together in a music box in his throne room. You can never be sure what's real and what's a lie with Master. Kinda like me. I think that crazy man who thought she was a mutt became the queen of the Diamond Dogs or something. Okay, that last one wasn't really one of my best lies. Bonbon turned to Candy, and I retired to hang herself after she ate her and Master made her head clear again. But I intervened, and I suggested to Master she could be useful to him as one of his new sea ponies. Miss Octavia mercifully went deaf. I never bothered to find out who she ended up marrying. Maybe some pony from a band? And Master found out how good of a musician she still was, even when deaf, even when she was feeling the notes instead of hearing them. So he gave her back her hearing, then added her to his fish tank and wiped away her memories of her family. She didn't even recognize her own Earth Pony youngins. I think I actually ran out of hate for Master a long time ago. At least Octavia and Lyra are happy. Still, poor sea ponies. They're all just songbirds in a gilded cage and they don't even know it. Seeing Master all calm and smiling and listening to him sing, it's downright scary. True to Master's style, he hasn't brains out a single one after the first generation. After all, they were born what they were. And the parents couldn't stop talking about how great Master is. They ain't got a clue how bad everything outside their little ocean is. Lucky sea ponies. You know what sucks about being so good at lying? It gets harder and harder to believe your own lies. The stars are so distant, silent. Stars look so orderly at first glance. So still, like a photograph that never changes. Returning and returning every year in a perfect cycle. A completely flawless order. But after 1,000 years, you begin to notice the tiny shifts most ponies are too blind to in their all too brief lifespans. Constellations begin to slightly drift apart and form new ones. Stars wink out and new stars are born. Chaos creeps out of order. I don't know why, but it seems so beautiful. In an instant, it's daytime. The clouds fly about like mad. White clouds produced by hippogriff spaghetti bones and bruised by wild cotton candy clouds dipping about. Master's sugary creations, drenching everything underneath them in chocolate milk syrup or DJ Pound 3 records. It was just like watching his parasprites storm, no order or reason. Or was there? If you looked long enough, you'd see patterns begin to emerge. Cycles begin to play out. Order crawling out of the chaos. In fact, in some ways, the cycles in them seemed more reliable than the stars. Then night comes again, always the two extremes of day and night. Twilight, my name, it meant between daytime and nighttime, so I knew it existed. But why only these two absolutes in Master's world of perfect chaos? Always perfect night or perfect day, no in between. It made no sense. And what fun is there in making sense? But rather than another bit of Master's randomness, it felt like a critical error. Sky Ocean floated aimlessly above the castle. Larger than any metropolis, it was several miles wide, lazily shifting shape, sometimes looking like a sphere, others a spiderweb or a liquid blanket across the sky. Sea ponies gifted with bioluminescence put on light shows for however long the night lasted. They sure are the dang pug ugliest critters you can ever dream of seeing, ain't they? They ain't surprising at all considering what you'd normally expect Master to come up with. They are indeed beautiful, Lyra, I reply, not even giving a glance as she sat next to me upon the castle garden bench. Lyra looked at me. I could totally blame that one pony who jumped in to join them. I remember. A hippogriff screaming she couldn't take it anymore flew right into the ocean. The sea ponies swarmed her, and the water turned red. Then they apologized for using way too much main dye on her and welcomed their newest sister into their chorus. They're not like how ponies used to be at all, scared to death one moment, but as soon as the trouble's gone, they swim along like nothing happened. That turned out to be such a good thing. The only time I can remember the sea ponies ever being scared was the time 300 years ago, when the 6 of us, without Master's help, had to deal with extra reality usurper ponies led by a twisted and powerful version of that pony who was always lurking in the palace. Yep, I didn't think about stabbing Master in the back for a second. It's not like I stayed on this side because better the devil you know than the devil you don't. Or that at least there was good at one point inside us all. It was a long, hard, and strenuous battle. I lost count of the number of times I was impaled. Then it turned out they had all been cloned directly from us, cheap biological copies. But we proved we were the true elements of chaos. It was quite a harrowing crisis, though. I want to ask, but aren't we the good guys? We safeguard chaos from tireless slaves of order born again every generation, aren't we? But with Applejack, asking felt like a wasted effort. So why am I wondering? Yeah, those were boring times. Didn't feel nostalgic at all. The last time I remember you looking that happy was during the alien invasion some centuries back. Yeah! Applejack smiled. More than that, her mane showed lighter? Brighter? Something was slightly different about her. It wasn't just about Massa, it was the whole world! Them aliens were gonna invade Equestria! They were gonna pull up the planet! What a good thing our pony friends at the Blue Box caught wind of them, falling out in space! The way you made their planet-hopping missiles explode before they were fired, political impersonating the commander's voice and ordering them to cluck like chickens. You actually laughed at that. Yeah, I did! For a bit, it felt just like old times. And the dragons, the Vergacorns, the hippogriffs, the changelings, everyone was united because everyone's lives were on the line. It was great fighting alongside all of them. And Spike, whoa, Nelly! He took one of them big spaceships and used it like a cannon to shoot down the rest. It was awesome! Dang, I sound like Dash! And then Master figured that, considering the heavy losses which the changelings had sustained, it was an ideal moment to finally eliminate Queen Cadence. I was perplexed when the difference around Applejack faded, and she was back to royal grey colors. Nope, don't remember that part at all. Personally, the near destruction of Equestria was a perplexing experience for me. Their invaders had apparently been prepared for Master's power. I don't know how they did it, but they'd managed to protect their army from his power. That's why we had to side with our sworn enemies to fend off the genocide. Master, it seems, almost excited. Master had personally traveled to the heart of the invaders' empire to hit their leader in the face with a cream pie, only to find a sad old man on life support. Master dropped the pie and instead gave him a non-poison joke flower on one day of perfect health. When Master came back, Master was not happy. I felt bad because someone else felt bad. I don't understand. It's not opposite day. At least I didn't get the memo if it was. No, Master. Opposite day is next week. And I'm not, not understanding? That makes less sense. And I'm not happy it doesn't make sense? I believe it's called pity, Master, I said swiftly to save my master. Whatever it's called, I hate it. He dropped a 50-ton weight on my head. That hurts less than you think. I crawled out from under it as I regenerated. Pity means showing compassion and empathy for somebody else, or so I've heard. Forget it, it never happened. This never happened! He yelled at the top of his lungs. He then slunk down on his throne. Still, he turned to an earth pony beside him with an hourglass cutie mark. I must thank you, Doctor. I'd rather not have to rebuild the planet my kingdom is built on from atomic ash. It was a pleasure to ensure the continued existence of your kingdom of chaos. The earth pony grinned and bowed, and then looked up. And please, call me the Valyard. And to think I only needed to kill you a few dozen times to hit the right persona. They both cackled. Please, just leave us alone! It was the Grey Mare again. The blackbirds never let up. Attacking the muffin was what they'd been conjured for. It looked like she had knocked off a few hundred laps around the castle since I'd last paid attention to her. Trader Dash had once taken her and the filly-shaped muffin and sped them both around the castle a few 100,000 times before Master stopped her. Oh, Trader Dash, you must want that muffin so badly. Why don't you eat it? I'll even chop it up so it'll go down easier. No, not at all, Master, not at all! Then don't go taking things that aren't yours, my little pony. Yes, Master. Maybe I should interview her as well. She feels familiar now that I think about it. Usually I didn't. I've been experiencing all sorts of strange thoughts and memories, ever since Master had spared that laughing filly. Could that act of mercy have perhaps really disturbed me? Confused me? Disrupted my cycle? Cycles? In Master's perfect chaos? Have we decayed so far into order? I hadn't felt this confused since our final battle with Queen Cadence and Old Avalon, but my memory of that battle is so foggy. My memory is just horribly faulty in some areas, not like Applejack or Trader Dash. Applejack? Yeah, Twa? Please tell me the exact opposite of every detail you remember of our raising of Old Avalon. She looked confused, but hurt too. I'm guessing those memories are painful for her. Doesn't matter. You need information. I shook my head, looking around a bit. There was no one there. Applejack began. Well, if you really want to know the opposite of what happened,